Hi everyone, my name is Vilas and thank you for joining Will Learn Trust Estate Planning. Now Jennifer is available and Konarati will introduce. Konarati, please go ahead.
Thank you, Vilas. Hi, everyone. My name is Konda Reddy. A warm welcome to everyone who are here on this beautiful Wednesday evening for estate planning, will and trust. We appreciate your presence here today for dedicating our valuable time to attend this session. So, I would like to introduce myself, Konda Reddy. I live in Marlborough, New Jersey. I've just partnered with Vilas to work on this business from the last 1 year, and I'm delighted to invite one of the most knowledgeable client service at NETLA. We have Jennifer Lynne Lewis. She is having a vast experience for many years at NETLA. So just before proceeding with handing over to Jennifer, so I would like to set some of the rules, ground rules. So I request everyone to turn on your cameras to get focused, and also request everyone to switch your mobile phones to silent mode in order to avoid any distractions. During this session, if you have any questions, I would encourage you to note down, and all your questions, ask them at the end of the session, or raise your electronic hand. In that way, like a respective presenter will get back to you and answer all your questions at the end of session. Without any further delay, let's move on to the presentation. Jennifer, it's over to you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you all very much for joining us tonight. I do appreciate it. I will not be on camera this evening to join you, but I'm right here, and I'm here to answer all your questions as well. We're going to start out by talking about what NETLAW is, why it's important to your families, and what it can do for you. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Let's see, hold on one moment, please. And please let me know if you can see my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to get this queued up here. There we go. I had a situation the other day where the third slide and moving forward gave me some difficulty. I haven't had that happen since, but if that does happen, please interrupt me and let me know. I thank you so much. So what is NETLAW? What NETLAW is we are a technology company. We have partnered with attorneys nationwide. There's an attorney located in every state. And what their role with NETLAW is if there's a change in the law in their state that they represent, they're going to work with our IT and our legal team to ensure that our documents are always state specific. We have a state specific program, like I said, nationwide. All of the rules nationwide are very, very different. We received the James Keene Award from the American Bar Association, which we're very, very proud of for innovative excellence. We're very, very proud of that. So this is what the NETLAW plan offers. It is a $600 plan, and it is for two people in one plan. So you and your spouse can, or you and your significant other can share the plan. What you're going to get is you're going to get the last will and testament, very important document that's going to share how your assets are going to be divided and who is going to be receiving those assets. Inside the last will and testament, you will have a children's trust that's going to, you as parents can decide in the event that, goodness forbid, there's an accident and the children have no parents before the age of 18. Do you want their do you want them to receive the entire inheritance at 18, or do you want to delay that so that it lasts them a little bit longer? Only parents know if they're spenders or savers, and sometimes the children are too little to know. So this is a really nice feature in the NETLAW plan. Of course, you're going to get your living document, which is your financial durable power of attorney. If you are incapacitated or unable to communicate, this is the individual that's going to share with the doctors and your family what your wishes are. If you should have if you should have a stroke or Alzheimer's, dementia, your durable financial power of attorney is going to assist you with your financial needs. Can you go ahead and mute, please, if you don't mind? Thank you so much. We do have the healthcare surrogate. You're going to get all of your healthcare documents. Of course, you have your HIPAA document. In 1996, there was a law passed that your healthcare is your business. So if you do not want someone to know about your healthcare, you just do not add them to the list. We do offer a pet trust. Of course, we want to take care of our family pets, our dogs and our cats, but this is also for your cattle, your farm animals, your horses, whatever it is that you need to protect. That's, that's money. That is, very important. And now we come to the revocable living trust. This is a probate avoidance plan. Everybody goes through probate when you pass away, and that's the law. The only way that you do not go into probate is if you have a trust. It is a 7-day money back guarantee, and it is a lifetime plan. So for any reason, if you have if you have an attorney that you worked with, every time you need to make a change, you need to come back to the attorney and pay them again. So as your life changes, life is very, very fluid. You want to make sure that you're able to change your documents. Important, because if you do not make these decisions, the government will make these decisions for you. This is not what you want. You want to make sure that you're sharing who is going to receive your assets. You want to make sure that people are getting what you would like, and you don't want the government to decide. You also don't want the government to decide who's going to take care of your children. If you do not decide who's going to take care of your children, then the judge is going to have to decide. If you have several family members that are willing to step up and take care of the children, that's wonderful. However, the judge is going to have to decide who has the least debt, the best house. Do you have enough room in the house for the children? Is it a 2-parent household? There's all kinds of things that they factor in over who's going to take care of your children. We don't want that. We want our children to be raised in a loving environment with our faith, with our moral value. And of course, we're not going to give this task to someone who cannot afford to. So we definitely just want to make sure that we're letting everyone know who is going to take care of our children. Now, we talked a little bit about probate. Everybody goes through probate unless you have a trust. It's very expensive. It's time consuming. Your assets are frozen. Everything is frozen, and the government is going to do everything for you. They're going to be paying off all of your bills, because all of your debt must be settled before you can distribute anything to your beneficiaries. When the government is in charge, they're going to just freeze your assets and pay all those debts. When you have when you have a trustee that you've nominated, they're going to call your creditors. They're going to let them know, I have the death certificate. Can you write this bill off for this family? And 85% of companies will write this bill off. They don't do it because they're nice. They do it because they get a really nice tax credit. And this is often very much more beneficial for their company than the amount of money that you owe. If they don't want to write the bill off, your trustee, being a good trustee and a good negotiator, they can go ahead and settle on a dollar amount to settle that debt. The idea is, of course, to make sure that your family has more money. So controlling medical decisions, you want to make sure that you are choosing someone that is going to respect your wishes. Do you want to live on nature or science? Do you want to be an organ donor? These are all choices that all of us have individually. And so you can choose somebody that's going to honor those wishes. Make sure when you choose this individual and you ask them that permission, that, if they don't want that task, make sure that they're letting you know, because sometimes that's not a task that everybody wants. They don't want to make that decision if you're going to, continue on this planet or not. So make sure that you are, making sure that. So the NETLAW plan is a wonderful plan. You get all of these documents for $600, 2 people in one plan for a lifetime. We do not have any monthly fees. We do not have any fees to change your documents. You buy the plan. We provide the software, and it is a DIY plan. So the software is going to guide you it's going to ask you the questions. It'll break down each question on the right-hand side. For every time you're asked a question in the NETLAW plan, it's going to ask you that same question again in the form of a successor. And the successor is your backup plan. So we know life doesn't always go as planned. So that's where you have someone that can, take on that responsibility if the first person is unable or unwilling to serve. You can nominate as many people as you wish. There is no limitation. So I wanted to also touch base with you. I don't have a presentation on this that I'm going to show, but I do have a special needs trust. The special needs trust is for if you have a handicapped individual in your home and they're receiving any kind of government benefits, this is something we don't want interrupted. They're receiving the very bare minimum of benefits, whether it be Social Security disability insurance, which is SSDI, Social Security, perhaps they're getting medical equipment delivered to their home, a special school. If someone is receiving benefits from the government, they are not allowed to give anything to that individual in their personal name. They have to give it to the Special Needs Trust for that person in order to protect those benefits. So we do offer that plan as well. And I'm more than happy to sit with families and go into more detail about that as needed. Let me go ahead and open up the floor and let you guys start asking me some questions that maybe I haven't touched base on just yet. I do see a couple questions in here. Let's see.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
sir.
Can you please raise the electronic button so that raise the hand so that we will call one by one instead of messing the things. Yeah, Surya, please go ahead.
No, I don't have any. Okay.
Okay.
So
Any
after
questions?
after you have entered all your data from the in the NETLAW plan, I welcome you to come and join me for 15 minutes. We can do a review, an accuracy review of your documents. That takes about 10 minutes. And of course, we want to make sure that you're comfortable moving forward with your last step. That last step, you're going to go down to the county clerk's office and you're going to redeed the name of your property. So for instance, my condo was Jennifer Lynn Lewis on my deed, and now it's the Lewis Family Revocable Living Trust. So when I pass away, it's going to go directly to my trust and be safe for my family. It's not going to be going to probate. So that is a very, very easy task. You just do a quit claim deed and you make an appointment because your time is very valuable, and you make that change, and that is you're done. And then as you need to, you can modify your documents moving forward.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
And if anyone has a questions, please go ahead.
Hi, I had a quick question actually. So does this include international properties as well, or only in the US?
Thank you for that question. No, we are United States documents, but we do welcome you to put your international assets into the NETLAW plan so that your family knows how that property is to be divided. So you cannot move that property into your United States trust, but at least your family is aware of where the property is located and who is going to receive the property. Thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Hi Jennifer. So
Hi.
could you please little bit explain little bit about the probate process because a lot of people might not be aware of what is probate and how it is dealt. So that way
Absolutely.
yeah, we
So
can learn.
when you pass away, everybody leaves a little bit of debt behind. Even if you have all of your bills paid off and your house is paid off, you're still going to leave your electric bill and maybe your gym membership, any bills that you have left behind. But there's always a little bit of bills left, and depending on how how the activity is, and at the end of your life, you might have a lot of medical bills. For whatever reason, you have these outstanding bills. Your creditors need to be paid first. That's why when you have a trustee that can work for you and for your family, they're going to try to get those debts down as low as possible, get them paid off. Then they're going to go ahead and call the family around. They're not going to probate, so they can actively move very fluidly through, getting these things taken care of. It's very accurate to say that it takes about 570 hours to wind somebody else's life down. I do have a link of what the executor's duties are. And so let me go ahead and post that link here while we're talking. Let's see here, one second. I'm so sorry, you guys. I had an accident the other day and my brain is just not as powerful as it normally is. So thank you for allowing me to
Take your
stumble
time,
through
Jennifer.
here.
No worries.
So
Please take your time.
let me put this in the chat here.
Sure.
And if my wonderful host will go ahead and pull this up, I want you guys to have a chance to see this and bookmark this. when you pass away, there's a lot of chores to be done. So your executor is the first one that is going to be taking control. They're going to, of course, call the family, prepare the funeral. They're going to call call the Social Security, call the DMV, and make sure that those numbers are no good anymore. There's so many chores that these people have to do. And when you have more people, to divide and conquer, you can get this done a lot faster. So he's going to go ahead and share that. And once you get that up, we'll go ahead and scroll down and kind of get an idea of the activities that the individual must do. This really helps people deciding who is going to be this person. If it's someone that always keeps always is on time and things like that. They always have their things together. That's a perfect person. If somebody's not, kind of scatterbrained, you definitely, nobody's going to get their feelings hurt if they don't get this task. So you're choosing somebody that's going to be the best choice for the job. As you're scrolling down, this website is an incredible website. What this company does is, if you don't have an executor to name, you can of course buy an executor from this company. But the tool that this company provides is they give you all of this details that you can read for no fee. It's accurate. It's a state-specific website. It is reputable, and you don't have to give any of your personal information to read these things. So as you can see, it's a free PDF download. Go ahead and scroll down, and we're going to kind of zero in a little bit on some of these chores that you have to do, or some of these jobs that you have to do. So there are blocks. Every section has a little bit of a block. There you go. You've got your tasks in the first week, the first month, first 3 months. And again, when you divide and conquer and have someone as a point person, you can have everybody have their own jobs and come back to the table and get these things accomplished faster. When you have a loss in the family, people need to move forward. And by having someone, executing all these things as quickly as possible, it gets life back to normal. That's just the reality of it, is eventually things do go back to normal. So do bookmark this page if you see this link, because it is something that's going to be a wonderful tool for anybody that is going to lose a loved one, or if they're planning on their own documents to help their family. These are things that people need to know. I've never been an executor or a trustee before. I'm a checklist kind of person. I would need to know, where do I start? And I would not even know how to start. When I read this list over years ago, because I've been going on 9 years here with NETLAW, I was like, wow, I never even thought about that. For instance, you can call the cell phone company. If they have an outgoing message, the cell phone company can save that message so that you have that person's voice. So there's little things that are, things that you don't think of that are, really wonderful that another person has thought of. So yes, so you have all kinds of stuff to do. You're highlighting, notify. It's a little small font for me. I can't really see it. What does that say? Notify companies?
Life insurance companies.
A life insurance company. Somebody's to release that life insurance. So that's something you definitely want to leave in the NETLAW plan. You can put all of that in your specific request with your policy numbers, 800 numbers. You don't have to change your IRA, your 401k, your life insurance. These are typically not probate assets, but again, you have to have all the debt settled before anyone's going to receive anything. But it takes a while for that life insurance check to come. So if someone releases the life insurance, they have their own, procedures that they have to go through, and it's not coming right away, so you definitely want to get that released as soon as possible. I know in the movies they say, I can't believe she called the life insurance so close, but that's something you really must do. I think Vilas has a question. Oh, sorry, I thought somebody had their hand up there. So yes, I just wanted you to see this website. It's not something that NETLAW offers in our plan. We do the documents, and then it is a DIY plan. So we just want to make sure that you have those tools. Oh, that's that's lovely.
So Santosh is asking the one question: what if the trustee dies by the time child turn 18?
You have if your trustee passes away, of course you have your backup plan, but you have a lifetime. And if you can see that someone is maybe getting ill or they're getting on in age, perhaps they've, moved and you kind of lost touch, you have that net law plan to go and nominate another person. Anytime you make a change, you will have to renotarize, but that's the beauty of the net law plan, that you can go in and make changes as needed. If you have if they passed away, there's someone else I'm sure that will, be happy to take over for you. They love you. That's why they're doing this. You don't pay an executor, but you may. Some people will pay their executor maybe 10% of their estate after it's settled. Certainly, you won't want to pay them on a monthly basis. Human behavior tells us people will kind of drag their feet. It'll become a second job. The idea is to work for this family and get it completed. And you're more than welcome to give that executor and trustee, a monetary amount because they've done such a good job.
Santosh is asking, parents passes away and then trustee passes away scenario.
When the parents pass away, that if this is their net law document, then these things are going to begin to happen. If the trustees already passed away, we have the backup plan. So your backup plan is called a successor. Every time the net law plan asks you a question, it's going to ask you that same question in the form of an executor, a trustee, your guardians. These are jobs that are very important, and it's not a cookie cutter job. These are jobs that you want to make sure you're choosing the right person. If that person's not able to, you move to the next candidate.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I have 3 more people raise up their hand.
Excellent.
Nusrat, please go ahead.
Yeah, just during the execution phase, right? What is NETLAW's role, if any? Like, is there any support at that time, or is it just at the creation of this?
So we are right here to help you with your documents. There is a chat located in the upper right-hand corner of your advisor account and your client account. So we are open 8:30 to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, to answer your questions. If you get stuck or if you want to share your screen, if you just don't understand what the question means, we don't want you to struggle. We're right here for you and for your clients. We want to make sure that you're comfortable, and this is your biggest asset. This is your family, and your family is just as important as the one I helped before and the one I'm going to help next.
Sorry, Jennifer, my question was like, okay, we have created the documents, and then when the actual event happens, right?
Oh,
Is
I
there
beg
a
your
role?
pardon.
Is there a role NETLAW has? Like my dependents, can they reach out? What help does NETLAW provide?
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that whole
Yeah, no
question
worries.
there. So no one, once the net law plan is done, we will never know when you pass away. I have been here for a long time, so I have received phone calls. A couple of years into net law, I received a call from a sister in Denver. Her brother suddenly passed away, and she said, "I know he did the net law plan, but we don't have the documents." So IT was able to go into the back office and look. Nobody can log into your plan but you, because you have that two-factor verification. IT was able to go in and see that the documents were not completed and there was nothing in their My Files. In the My Files section, you have 15 gigabytes of space. When your documents are notarized, we welcome you to upload those those into your vault, as you would call it. That way, if there is a flood, a fire, a hurricane, the world's going crazy right now with everything, with tsunamis and volcanoes. So if you've seen these communities, everything is completely gone. If they had it on their computer and their computer is gone, or they had the hard copies and those are gone, you can just go to the cloud, print those documents out. So as far as someone to contact NETLAW, if there is something that's notarized, we can share those documents. But if they're not notarized, even if the documents were done but not notarized, we cannot share those documents with the family. Some people will say, "Well, I just wanted to know what his wishes were," but they weren't notarized, so we don't know if that was the actual end result of what that individual wanted. So, so do definitely use that 15 gigabytes of space. You have it for a lifetime. Anything that's important to your family, like family recipes, family photographs. These are things you cannot replace. Those are the kind of things that you're putting in your My Files, along with your documents and your, any other important papers that you want to save.
Thank you, Jennifer. That's clear.
Thank you, Jennifer. And the next is Surya and Suresh.
You got it. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Jennifer. Yeah, thanks for nice presentation. My question is more of, right, for example, let's assume that kids have the life insurance or something, okay? Then where you will mention it's not a assets of myself or my wife, right? Then do you need to include that into here, or if then what is the option I have? For example, if I have life insurance, I will mention then I have to select my name or my wife name or joint, right? In case of kids policies, is it is really required or not required? How it is?
So if someone turns 18 years old, then they usually, they have a job that probably offers them life insurance. Once you turn 18 years old, you're no longer on, your parents are no longer allowed to know about your health care. So this plan is for you and your spouse, and the child will have their own plan. So at 18, we have a $400 plan that they can get. The $400 plan, they can add the $200 on when they buy property. So you won't put your child's life insurance or like child's their life insurance in there, but your life insurance and your wife's life insurance.
Only ours. There is no way. Why? Because right there will be a different option, right? Kids are minor. Let's assume that enter family is no more, like enter family is no more. Okay, nobody has
Um,
survived. They met with accident. Normally for kids, especially for adult, there is an option, right? For example, if something happened to me, then it will go to my kids or whoever is beneficiary. If entire family is not survived, then again we can mention, right? Okay, this portion to so and so, this portion to maybe some kind of organization, and all those things we can mention. Where we can mention for, especially in terms of kids.
You can put anything that you like in the specific bequest portion. That's the page that will allow you to add things freely. If you have an asset that you want to divide in two, for two children, you would put the asset in there twice and indicate 50% of whatever that asset is. If you're going to liquidate a car, or if they're going to be on your bank accounts or life insurance or what have
No,
you.
for
So
kids, actually, kids, we don't have option, right? That's what I'm asking. I know
uh,
like for adult, we can mention, for example,
uh,
anything in the specific big fest area, then where I can mention the kids policies. Kids
you
have, for
may
example, whole life. For example, they have permanent insurance at the young age. Okay, let's say that at 10, if entire family is not survived, then
You can put that in a specific request. I know it's for the child, but at least this way you're educating your family. You're not changing the name on all of the beneficiaries to be the trust. So you can put that in there just so that there is an informational way for your family to know where these assets are. If you don't put them in the NETLAW plan, we do encourage everybody to, of course, mention to their family where those assets can be located, what the policy numbers are, and as far as for the children goes, you could just mention that so that everybody is aware that that asset is there for them.
Oh,
okay, thank you.
yeah. Vilas.
Thank you. Next, please go ahead.
Yeah, Vilas, I'll put. So there is a question, Jennifer, so from Ravi. So he talks about so he would like to understand what is a last will versus living will, and which one is better.
While you're living, it is a living will. We have a revocable living trust, and that includes all of your documents while you're living. Is that what you were asking, sir?
So he would like to understand the difference between the last will and living will.
They're both the same thing. The last will would be after you pass away. The living will is while you're still living, and you can make those changes as you see fit. The last will would be after you've already passed away. That is your last will and testament. The documents do indicate last will and testament, but while you're still living, those documents are they're revocable, and you can make those changes.
Okay, so thank you, Jennifer. I hope Ravi, you are clear. If not, please raise your electronic hand. And moving on to the next question, Jennifer, so Shrikant has a one question, he says that when the trustee is in India, and what type of hurdles will be there for them to execute this checklist in USA?
Yeah, sorry, Konda. Even I have the same question. See, when there are no relatives here, okay, when something happens to wife and husband, only kids are alone, right? So, how they are going to communicate from India? Even my brother is in India, so how the communication will happen? What would be the further steps?
So we're, not all of us have someone here in the United States to help us, and you can have an international guardian, international trustee, international executor. things can be accomplished from, from anywhere in the world. The internet's made the world very, very small to start with. If you're in Australia, you'll have to get up in the middle of the night, to call your creditors. So that's the hurdles that they will have, is the time difference and then the delay in the mail and those things. But things are very electronic these days, which makes them very immediate. So you can, connect with people a lot faster. If you have an international guardian, say you have no one else in United States take care of your children, you can nominate a temporary guardian, say it's your friend or your neighbor, someone from your church or your work. And they would just know that they're a temporary person, that in the event of an emergency, they'll be the one that's going to pack up the children, put them on the plane, and get them to where they're going. So, that's a big responsibility, but they know that they're temporary and it's something that they're just trying to get the kids over there. Of course, that person would work with the executor and the trustee to get everything liquidated, and then that money would go to the church.
This is right. For example, whatever we are going for constant will, in this, the whatever the rules are placed as of today, it will be permanent or it will be changed, or there is going to amendment, anything. Because, for example, the previous question, whatever the friend is asked, the trustees are okay, the dependent or the guardians are not in here, it's in international. Is that condition will be applied forever or it will be changed in the future? Those kind of
So when you pass away and you have nominated your guardians, were you speaking of guardians, sir? Typically guardians?
No. I'm talking about the basic rules of the will and trust. The rules and regulations, whatever is placed are there as of today, it will be constant forever, or it may change tomorrow. As per the government.
I'm losing a little bit of connection. Can you
Okay,
repeat that?
let me rephrase that, Jenny. So he would like to understand if once you make a will, and is it constant? Does it change? So what his intention was that, like, if he names somebody as a trustee, and today he is in USA, but tomorrow he might move to a different territory of the world, then how does that work?
If they're still going to do that task, they can do that. They can perform that task from anywhere in the world. Now, when you say, will it change? It will only change if you, the person who owns the plan, makes that change. So it's a revocable living trust. So while you're living, you're in charge of all of your assets and you can make changes to all of your documents. It's when you pass away, obviously, you can't make any more changes. So that would be the last will and testament. And that's what would be effective moving forward.
Okay, I'll ask one more question. Similar.
Yes, please.
For example, okay, today even the international it will be covered. Tomorrow the government will tell that international dependents or guardians would not cover. Is it something like that will happen, or it never happen?
No, sir, I'm not aware of that at all. You can choose anybody that you want. It doesn't have to be a family member, be anyone that you trust to, to take care of to take care of anything, whether it be the execution of your documents or your children, selling your property, whatever it is, you can nominate these individuals to help you. In the NETLAW plan, you're going to get, as far as guardianship goes, you're going to get a declaration of guardianship in most states. Some states don't have that document, broken out in just that document, but you'll find that guardianship information in your last will, so that everybody knows, these are the people that are going to take care of the children. Excuse me. Did that answer your question, Sharish? You're looking like you. I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
What my question is basically, if tomorrow the amendment, okay, the government should not tell that, okay, if it is an international, the people, okay, guardian won't cover, okay, in this. If they bring in something like that rules, just I'm asking, is it really that kind of rules will come in will and trust, or forever, whatever the rules are framed, whoever the person comes in the, okay, the whatever, okay, person is doing amendment can't do?
So moving forward, as far as anything that has to do with the government in this administration, there are all kinds of things that are going on with people are asking me a lot of immigration questions. A lot of things are going on right now in the country that we don't have any idea. But if you have your documents notarized today, and there's a change in the law tomorrow, you're grandfathered in, and that is the law. A lot of our laws are changing very dramatically right now, and I can only kind of stay within the ramifications of my NETLAW plan where my training is. I definitely don't want to even try to tackle any immigration issues. I have no idea.
Simple. Yeah. Jenny, I got it. What he is asking, right? Simply, right? If there is a rule means, for example, if they change something, even we are not legal attorney or anything, just a general rule, right? Let's say that if they want to change, do you think they will go back past and they will change?
I'm so
No,
sorry.
right?
I'm totally getting your question now,
No,
sir.
no. I'm
So
not asking
if
you.
I
I'm
have,
asking Suresh. Yeah, no.
so
I'm not asking you. Sorry. I'm just answering to Suresh. Okay.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So if your
I don't
documents,
listen.
if
Yeah.
you modify your documents and there is a new rule, yes, that new rule will now be implemented into your documents. Once you have it notarized, it stays frozen. Those rules, you're grandfathered in for those rules. If I make a change, any rules moving forward are going to be put into your documents because we are state specific. And one of our attorneys that we have on retainer nationwide, they work with our IT and our legal team to make sure that that rule is included and it will be implemented in the documents moving forward.
Hey, thanks, Jenny, for answering that question. This is Srikanth. So as a follow-up to that question, right? So let's say we assigned a trustee in India, right? So are there any specific criteria that like US government will be looking at, like, hey, is this individual is even allowed to do this, or like is it a blacklist, or so is it like I just assign a person of one of my relatives, and that person, once they have the in the notary document, if the person name is there, as long as they identify with their Indian ID card, US government should not have any issues, right? Or are there any subtle things that we should be looking at?
No, I don't believe so, sir.
Okay, got it. And but again, like as you guys are discussing, right? So if tomorrow something changes and US as a whole doesn't want to do business with certain countries, then that's a different story. But I think, yeah, I get it. Like, it should not be an issue.
Yeah, no, it should not be an issue. Once a document is notarized, it's a legal and binding document.
Yeah.
So nobody really has the power to take that away from you. It's a legal and binding document.
Got it. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome.
Srikanth, it's always recommended to go with the passport name.
Thank you, sir. That is a brilliant. That's a brilliant, brilliant thing to say right there. Yes, that's true. And when we were talking about guardianship, it's not as economical if you have your children going internationally. It's not as economical for the people that live, let's say, India, to come here to get the children and then go back. And is the immigration status going to let them? So there's that to also consider. But if you have someone here in the United States to get the children packed up and put on the on the plane to get them there, there's always a steward or a flight attendant that is going to take care of the children the whole time. That's a very long flight. I've been there. It's a very, very long flight. So you do have someone taking care of the children, and that person will walk the children out and receive that paperwork that you have, notarized from NETLAW, indicating, yes, I'm the guardian and I can take these children. So when you have your documents notarized, all the people that you nominated to possibly be your guardian, whether they ever become your guardian or not, anyone you've nominated should all get a copy of that notarized paperwork. Just put a copy in an envelope and make sure that everybody has it. Let them know things get lost. The whole idea is that you have this paperwork. If they don't have that paperwork, then the children have to wait in Child Protective Services till that paperwork is sorted out. And even though they do as best job as they can there, you don't want your kids there. So make sure that you're giving all those individuals that paperwork. If something happens, maybe someone's on vacation and they were your first choice, but they're not there to do the job, so you have your backup plan. That's your successor. So every question you have that backup plan, because life changes. That's just the facts, Good point, Bala. Thank you for that.
Yeah, learned from you only, Jennifer, 4 years back. So You are my guru there, so I learned everything from you only. I'm just
I'm
repeating.
so
That's it.
happy to hear that.
Jennifer, thank you. Thank
I
you
didn't
for
know if you
everything.
remembered me. I remembered you, but I didn't know if you remembered me. It's good
No.
to see you, sir. Glad you're well.
No, you spent more than 15 hours with me to teach me everything. So thank you for that.
My pleasure. We're here to help families, and that is really, such a rewarding job to be able to help families. A lot of families don't even realize what a big weight that was on their chest until it was gone, and they're like, "Wow, I did this." And especially since we're, the 2020 with the COVID thing, with the pandemic, we had a lot of families that lost a lot of people. A lot of those people did not get their paperwork done, and a lot of families, I promise you, are still in the queue waiting for the government to put them through probate. So they've been waiting several years, and that is a very long time for a family not to move forward. For a family to be frozen in time, the assets are frozen. Can you imagine? It's a disaster. That's how they lose their homes. They cannot pay their mortgage anymore. They have to move out of the homes. They lose so many things. So we are here to help those families to maintain everything they've worked so hard for. You don't want to give it to the government. You want to give it to the people that you worked so hard to protect.
Yes, for sure. So with your help, I was able to help more than 200 families on the will and trust side. So kudos to
Brilliant.
you, Jennifer.
That's so rewarding to hear. That's wonderful. And all of those people have at least one person that they told that this is an incredible opportunity to make sure your documents are done. So really the word of mouth of, having somebody to help these families, it spreads very, very quickly. It's just a wonderful, referral situation as well. 200 families. That's wonderful. Now, are most of the people with us today, are they looking at the NETLAW plan, or are they advisors, or are we both? Both?
Both.
Jennifer.
Both. Okay, just both. Just was wondering. So yes, we do have lots of families we want to help, and we want to help those families. So it's a cascade of families. We're going to help you all. Sweetha, did you have a question?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I'm just reacting to what you just said.
Okay. Yeah, I think Nusrat has one question, and before again, go ahead another two questions, and yeah, after the questions, then we have a vote of thanks, and yeah, please go ahead, Nusrat.
Yeah, just a quick question. I think whatever we discussed was on the finances of the family. Uh, I had a question on online presence, right? So is there anything in the net law which allows for post the life online presence, in the sense like asking those technology companies to kind of remove my or my family's online presence?
I'm not aware of that, but that's a great question. I'll definitely look into that. In other words, if you are no longer if you decided not to get the NETLAW plan, then your data is not going to be stored. Is that kind of the question you're looking for?
Like I'm looking for, like I have various online presence, right? So those to be wiped out if I want to. So is there a legal document that NetLaw provides that I can use, or is it part
No,
of the plan?
no, there's not, but that's something that, I'm always open to throwing my hat in the ring for other things for us to, make sure that our plan is the biggest and best plan that we can ever have. So thank you for that question. I'll definitely bring that up at our next meeting.
Sure, thank you, because that's becoming very important nowadays.
It really is. Yeah, you're right.
Anyone has any question? Last question, we can go ahead.
Any questions from Marlboro team?
I want you all to reach out to the individuals that invited you, so that they can help you get started. if you had questions and you didn't have anybody to speak with, my telephone number is in the chat. And I work from 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And we put EST there. Whoops, that's a ZSR. EST. There we go. My email is jennifer@netlaw.com, and I'll put that in there too. But we definitely want you to reach out to that person that invited you. If you can't reach them, you can always reach me.
Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. On behalf of all the participants, I would like to sincerely thank you, Jennifer, the Vilas-NETLAW team, for conducting such a insightful information Zoom session today. And a special thanks goes to the person who invited us to the session. Please feel free to reach out them, connect with them. The original cost NETLAW is $600. Who invited, they might give some discount for you. So please reach out to that, and please feel free to have a NETLAW package. And once again, thank you, Jennifer, for your valuable session and sharing your knowledge, information. And thank you, each and everyone. But please take it. This is a important session and important NETLAW package, whatever. So you need to have the will and trust package immediately. I hope you it is you can take one off day and you can complete 2-3 hours. It will complete the whole process, and after that you can take the notary. Then it is your document is safe. And thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Jenny.
Jenny. Thank you, Vilas.